The divine, God, source, the universe, whatever you call your higher power, does have a language, and it does speak to you through signs, symbols, synchronicities. And let me give you an example. Now, I had a boss who owned a couple different offices of insurance, and he did very well for himself. He was extremely lucrative, and he was a big shot. I loved him to pieces. Man, that man, he was doing very well for himself. And in his office, he had received a peace lily from his father's funeral. And that was like 20 years. This peace lily had grown and stayed in his office and grown and grown, and it had been separated several times and repotted and replanted. And there were so many different sections of this peace lily that we started having to take them home. I'm going to tell you, when I took the peace lily home, my luck started changing. I also became more lucrative. Things started turning in my favor. And in turn, I had received so many. I gave one to my sister. Her luck started changing. Things started shifting for her financially. And I was like. And so then I came into a larger sum of money, and I think my plant ended up like, I had to, one died, and then another one was starting to look bad. And I wasn't honoring that message that I was receiving about this plant. And so then I move here, and I'm moving the plant with me, and it's really gone through it, buddy, with me. I haven't worked for my old boss since 2022, and that plant has been through it. It has been through the moves. And I mean, some of them have died off, some of them, but let me explain. When I moved here, I was having a really hard time getting into the type of career that I had in Michigan. And so, dude, it was reflected in this plant. And then by, I want to say last winter, not this winter, but the last one, that thing just couldn't survive. It was a goner. It was gone. There was no more peace lily, none. So Stud Muffler had bought me an aloe plant, and I used the pot in the potting soil from the old peace lily plant to plant this aloe because it was getting bigger. And do you know that peace lily came back in that pot? It started sprouting up right next to the aloe plant. Started sprouting up, and now it's getting bigger. And so is my abundance. So is my prosperity. I went through a dry spell, and then suddenly it decided it was going to perk its little self up out of that soil. And here I am perking myself up out of my soil, because very much so I feel like a potted plant who was taken out of my environment and put in a bucket and set in a bucket to figure out where I was going to be. And then once I rerouted myself and found another place where I could be nurtured and cared for, here I started growing again. It is crazy the way the universe speaks to you. If you have a mind that pays attention,